Big up, big up, big up, everybody. Good night, good night. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan. You know what it is. Smash the likes and subscribe. At a great manager's press conference for the debutant, the brand new manager of Manchester United, Rúben Amorim. And what can I say, guys? I think his ideas, everything that he said is spot on, to be fair. I think his delivery was perfect. I think it's the delivery of saying things, the facts, just as it is, but in a receptive way that everyone could understand and get on board with. And you know what, guys? It makes it difficult for us to predict an 11 tonight, but we're going to try to talk about what we can expect, the idea that Ruben Amorim has been having, the idea that we should be looking at. What could we be seeing? What will happen? It's Ipswich Town, Man United on Sunday away. And what can I say? The debut game for the new manager. Everyone is looking forward to it. It's the talk of the town, as you know. Hated, adored, but never ignored. Let's get into it, guys. Big up to all of you joining. Big up to Jim Watkins in the building. Blessed to you, my brother, as well. I won't be here online as it's late, but I'm pressed to like and support your channel, brother. Have a lovely afternoon. Big up to you, bro. Thank you so much for being here. Big up to Irfan. He's in the house and he says big up to the Red Devils. So is Matata United and Drex is in the building. Big up to Casimir as well. Hope you're well, buddy. Big up to you. I see Bali Tech is in the building. Let's bring on the stuff. Let's start the talking points, and then I could bring on Bali because he always has some good thing to say. So let's talk about this because this is the interesting topic here for me. Some things that we should be talking about. Who are the players that are going to thrive under Eric Ten Hag after they didn't do so well, or some of them have failed under Eric Ten Hag? Now, guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? Let me know what you're thinking. You can see a couple players in the picture. There's Bruno Fernandes there. There's Casemiro. There's Anthony. There's some guys as well in the background. Now, there's the likes of Marcus Rashford. Everyone's tipping to be at the number 9. There's Amad Diallo. Is he going to start more games? There's a lot of things. Nusa Mazraoui, where is he going to play? Diego Dalot, where is he going to play? Are some players changing positions? What are those changes? The possibility of those changes might be. What you guys are thinking, what I am thinking, and of course, what my buddy Bali Tech is thinking in the building. Big up to you, my brother. I hope you're well. What's good?
What's good, people?
Sure,
What's good?
everybody's good.
Yeah. So what are we discussing? The press conference.
We're going to be discussing the press conference. I know you were there, so we saw it, but not in actuality, like not specifically the press conference. But, we all have takeaways from it. Your opinions, my opinions, everyone's watching, you know what I mean? Their opinions as well. But let's try to translate a little bit of some positivity into the team, into our vibes this weekend, because I was just thinking, we so thinking about deadwood players this, deadwood players that, who is going to start, who's going to start. How about who might be players that might thrive in the system, that weren't performing well under Eric Ten Hag, that we were thinking on the fringes before? Because it's a match preview, and we could always intertwine what Ruben Amorim had to say because he had a lot to say. And he did say he has belief in the players. There is some squad unity. Everyone wants to play, and some of them will be changing positions, and they will be working on their new positions as well. So going off of that first part, let's talk about it in that perspective with one or two players that you think might be, thrive in this new system.
All right. So obviously, as fans, we have our preconceived notions of what we think in terms of the players. But if you got your manager hat on, then you know that as a manager, it's a clean slate. So you're not looking at certain people that the fans will be looking at as dead wood. So obviously you have to dangle the carrot to the players because you know that where you're finishing in the league is going to be very important and it might have some financial repercussions as far as how you're going to rebuild the squad for the future plans. So, with that being said, obviously you're going to give the team a list of demands in terms of your intensity, in terms of keeping the shape, in terms of not losing the ball and things of that nature. So now that all the players know all this information, the people who I think are going to thrive in the system are unfortunately the players that some fans want out of the team. So the likes of Rashford, there's going to be a new chance for Rashford, potentially a new role for Rashford. According to Amorim, he's going to be playing more closer to the goal. If he's playing in the number 9 position, the way Amorim likes to play, I'm not being funny, but I think Rashford is going to have an improved season. Like, he might actually surprise some people because I just think he's lost all will playing for Eric Ten Hag. He most probably was amongst the people that didn't want to play for him no more and have down tools. However, for this new manager, the centre forward role is going to be much more simplified. Rather than having 110, Bruno as the um, main orchestrator, the chief chance creator, he's going to be in a number 10 role with another number 10. I'm not quite sure whether it's going to be Mason Mount, whether it's going to be Amad Diallo. I'm not quite sure who the manager wants to put there, but there's going to be 2 people creating chances for Rashford, and all the balls will be going to Marcus Rashford. And Marcus Rashford, one thing I like about Marcus Rashford, or is underrated about him, is the runs that he likes to make, either off defenders or in between defenders. So don't be surprised if he actually starts thriving in this Rúben Amorim system and actually getting goals week to week easier, because now they're giving him multiple through balls a game, unlike when he's just out on the left, receiving the ball and then being doubled up against and not having an overlapping fullback like he used to have when we played with Luke Shaw before the pre-injuries. Also, who else could thrive in this team? Most probably Bruno, because he's going to have a double pivot behind him and he's going to have another 10 alongside him. So it's going to work well in a few different ways. When they're linking up with the number 9 and you got the other number 10 there, he can make runs off these guys and end up in the box for easy tap-ins. So or he can find it easier to orchestrate with another number 10 there, because then that takes an extra man off him and it opens up space. So there's going to be more spaces and it might be easier to find gaps. Plus, Amarin's about keeping the ball. So I think he's only allowed to lose the ball in areas where we're further up the pitch, rather than losing the balls in the middle of the park and then having to reset. Because from what I saw in the training, as soon as you lose the ball, they're not even trying to counter press. They just need to run all the way back and get back into shape. So that is an interesting point of view. But other than that, who else could I see thriving in this team? Maybe Mason Mount, if he can stay fit, and maybe Luke Shaw, if he can stay fit, because I believe Luke Shaw would perform quite well in a back 3. Although I can't see him starting in the next game, I do believe Euro could have a nice because he hasn't played all season, so he's definitely got a point to prove. And I actually think he's one of the key players in terms of what the team has been missing. But yeah.
100%. I totally agreed most of what you said, to be honest. You know what I mean? I'm like Box. I'm a little bit, tentative on the issue because we had this, it was same goodwill, same positivity, same hype when Tanner came in, same excitement, the same kind of profile, everything, you know what I mean? So for me, I looking at these players, bro. I have high hopes for Ruben Amorim. I did like him as a coach. Remember we were on KG's channel and everybody wanted the likes of Tuchel, Nagelsmann, and Zaghi, who wanted De Zerbi, and some other guy. Was this guy named was this guy from in
Motta,
Italy, Motta.
Motta.
These guys, all them wanted these guys, right? And I remember you and I was the only two guys were saying, you know what? Maybe we should take a punt on that sporting manager if we were to
Yeah.
sack Ten Hag, because we backed Ten Hag. So I understand it wasn't something we wanted to say, but if we really realistically put our heads together and say, or put our heads on the issue and say, oh, look, if we have to get a new manager, who would be likely be option B? It was Amorim, and I think his personality stands out of all of them because for me, Nagelsmann is a little bit too, how should I put it? He's like outlandish slightly. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
rocks these, he has a very intricate style, and then he does these weird things, and I think fans, it might rub off fans a kind of type of way because he's a bit arrogant about it. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to say he's that kind of person or anything, but that's just my feeling of the guy. For me, I didn't really like Tuchel because I think he always had problems with structures everywhere he goes. So I think that's a problem. I didn't want to go through to another manager. I didn't really feel Inzaghi had the right tempo to play in this league. Italian managers just find it hard to succeed in England, to be fair. Ancelotti was one of those that did well at Chelsea, but Everton needed time. And next thing I feel like this manager had a personality that I could settle with because, I feel like he was the right amount of flexible. Is a total contrast difference to Ten Hag. He's more personable, in my opinion. He's more smiley. He looks like he will put the arm around you if he need to, but he will be certain to some players. It's like different strokes for different folks and not just, one way across the board. So I like that about Amorim, and I just hope that the players will work hard because we've all heard these players say same similar things. And then we saw when Ten Hag tried his first system to implement it from week one, we got slapped back to back, and then he had to change. So let's see if these guys will work through adversity. Hopefully, we win the first two games. But moving on from this part, because I thought like players like Anthony, what I mean, even players like possibly the likes of some youngsters might see a resurgence into the team. Even Joshua Zirkzee playing in that double 10, possibly next to Bruno, might be an option. What I mean? He does need to get himself up to the match speed, and I think he should start some games. And everybody wants to see him play alongside Hoyland. I know Rashford is touted as being the nine, but I feel like Hoyland is going to get some minutes as well. And I think Hoyland will develop into a proper striker under Rúben because if he developed the likes of Gyökeres. I mean, Gyökeres is the finished article now. Hoyland is nowhere near that. But given time, I think Hoyland could be turned into a better Gyökeres than Gyökeres is because currently he's in the top five in Europe for conversions. You know what I mean? Actual goals scored with the amount of shots taken in conversion rate. So imagine if he was getting 10 times the service, how much goals he actually would score. You know what I mean? So I feel like
Um.
there's lots of potential with this squad. There might be some players that we dislike. Even Ahmad might even feature as a 10, because I'm not too sure if he might be able to do the win back role, but definitely he might feature as a 10. You never know what could happen. You know what I mean? So it's like Casemiro. A lot of fans had written him off, and playing in a double pivot, probably next to Ugarte, or maybe switching with Kobe Minu or the likes of those things. It have options now, because guys coming back fit, I think it's going to be a different team that we're going to see and an improved performance because, we already had a manager sacked. Players, whether they wanted this or not, they should be better off in this moment. And now they have to get down to business. Now the onus is on them to turn it around because they are the ones on the pitch. They can't blame this new manager who coming in. You know what I mean? So they could only look at themselves. So they need to hold themselves accountable. So moving on from that, we- Amarim, he talked about some things while he was, in the press conference. He's a dreamer. He thinks that he's in the right moment at the right time. This manager, you know what I mean? And it's one of those things where, for me, I won't disagree there. You know what I mean? I feel like these players need a more youthful approach, a guy who are a little bit more flexible. He does have a rigid sense about him. He is very, very much a disciplinary manager, but he's doing it in his own way, and he's a bit more communicative. So I feel like it's something that the fans will enjoy as well because he will be able to articulate better to them, even to the press, his ideas on what's happening. And if we could get to see his identity, the dreamer might be the right fit for the theater of dreams. What are you saying?
Um, yeah, I definitely think he's the right manager at the right time because obviously a lot of fans were starting to get a little bit disgruntled at the likes of Harry Amas and some other kids that we have that haven't been given any minutes. People wasn't too happy about the lack of minutes for Amad Diallo, even though he's not entirely a youngster anymore. But there's a few young players that weren't really getting that many minutes under the previous regime, and now people want to see. We've got a plethora of talent down in the academies and in the under 21s, and obviously you've highlighted the likes of Dangle Junior and whatnot. So you want to see these kids getting given a chance. And I just think to myself, if Dangle Junior is really gonna get a chance, then it's got to be under Amorim because he's 20 years old. If he doesn't get his chance under this manager, then it might not work out. Um, Having said that, yeah, these players just got to buck up their ideas. We've got the right manager in charge. I do believe that this, yeah, like I say, it's the best time because imagine now, yeah, you. Anyway, we've talked multiple occasions on what we've got down there. This manager is actually gonna, cause he's actually gonna give these lot chances. Like the maddest thing is, Ineos is only gonna invest so much into this squad, and then they're gonna take a step back and say, "We're not buying no more players." You've got Sekou Kone, you've got Chido Obi Martins, you've got this, that, and the other. You've got Goodwill. You've got you've got Dango Junior. So why do we need to give you any more money? Like you need to find one of them, pick them out of the youth, and bring them up. You've got Mentato. You've got Ethan Ennis. You've got all these bad boys down there. You've got Scanlon. Like so, like these boys, they're most probably excited as well because now they're looking at it like, oh, this manager could actually pick us if there's an injury or if someone doesn't sign a contract or whatever the weather. So yeah, it's probably the best time to get a manager at this age who is not so far removed from the players in terms of age, can I understand what they're going through, has new ideas that are fresh and whatnot. A lot of these players in the man, in like when you're coming to Man United, you're not thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna play a three at the back system. We're not gonna play with two tens. Like no Man United team have played like that before. So all the players, they're open to the changes, they're open to the newness, they're open to they're open to everything. And some of them are gonna get found out, yes, because we're gonna see that, oh, you can't actually bring the intensity that the manager wants, can you? So some of them will get shipped out in the summer, and some of them will survive. And if they're able to give a good account of themselves in year two, I mean, well, in year one, in the first full season of the manager, if they're able to give a good account of themselves, then they stay. And if not, then if the manager's still here and they haven't sacked him, then they're gonna go as well. So by then, by that point, at end of next season, I'm expecting this team to be in pole position to be a lean, mean fighting machine, and I should be looking at titles and nothing less than titles. I'm not gonna lie to you, because by then the development of the team, how much deadwood we would have got rid of from maybe the last season of Ten Hag till the next season and then the season after, yeah, we should be challenging for the title. I'm not gonna lie to you. If especially if this manager's still here, because I have a lot of faith in what he's been able to do at Sporting. I've looked at it. They didn't win a title for like almost 20 years. This guy comes in. This guy he was at some nondescript Portuguese club, and then he done so well there without any badges. He went over to Braga after that, battered all the big teams in his first, I think, eight or nine games. He done quite well, battering all these bigger teams, and then before you know it, he's at Sporting, goes over to Sporting, then he starts winning the title. This guy does not play around. So ideally, yeah, you want to keep a level head. Normally, as fans, you want to keep a level head, and you don't want to jump the gun and run around saying you're gassed, yeah. But it's hard. It's like you're fighting the feeling. Like you want to be gassed, but it's like, let me just chill because I know these players, and that's the problem.
I mean, it's one of those things, bro. And to be fair, like that's the same way I feel because you know, what I mean, the same thing I felt about Ten Hag, I feel like about this guy. Just think different personalities. Big up to Rich in the building, bro. Hope you're well. Big up to you, buddy. You know, but I mean, and I mean, when I say it, Amorim identified the same major problems. One, we give away the ball too easily, right? We keep losing the ball too often. Two, we need to track back and defend well. So these are the two problems that was highlighted almost every week under Ten Hag. So this is why I know Amorim is the right guy because he know the problems and I think maybe the way he will work on it might be slightly different. Maybe playing a back three might be beneficial. Maybe playing with one more midfielder instead of and one less defender, you know, makes it work better for us. You never know. Maybe it might not be our history, but maybe this group of players need something different for them to make their journey better. You know what I mean? And United said
I
we was
know it's
embarking
gonna
on
make us
change.
better.
And
I know it's gonna make us better. I just
I
know.
mean, we embarking on a moment of change. So why not? If we change manager, we change coaching staff, we changing players, we change structure. Why not change the formation? You know what I mean, bro? I have no problem. I have no qualms with that. And with how Ruben Amorim spoke about it, I feel like it's something we could look forward to. You know, he did say we're gonna see an idea. So I expect to see that idea. And as we're talking about 210s, there have been some reports that Mason Mount was one of the standout performers in training under Ruben Amorim so far. Maybe we might see Mason Mount starting in that 10 next to Bruno. I mean, I'm not a fan of Mason Mount, but if he plays well, hey, Man United wins. I have no problem with that. I will be cheering the same way. You know what I mean?
Listen, when they was both playing false nine in the beginning of the season and Mason Mount got injured, I had concerns when he went off it because I saw how the second half of the of well second half looked when he went off the field. We couldn't keep the ball. We stopped creating chances. It just looked like a crap show. Okay, cool. Rashford weren't scoring and Xerxes weren't finishing the chances. But when them two were in number 10, we kept the ball, we pressed well, we done all this stuff. So now the only difference in Ten Hag's system was we had Bruno and Mason playing false 10 up front. I mean false 9 up front. But now um it would be them both playing in the 10 position and a striker ahead of them. So in my opinion, imagine us actually keeping the ball. Yeah, we've got a third defender to obviously chip in. So and then the way we like play as a team, if the ball goes into midfield, it's not like Casemiro's gonna be there by himself. There's gonna be other people there. There's gonna be the middle central defender. He can step into midfield and help either Casemiro or Ugarte so they're not left by themselves. So in my
Okay.
opinion, Rashford has got two number 10s that can provide him with assists, and I'm expecting goals. The wingers, yeah, they've got it easier because, again, in the previous system, when the ball went out wide to them, they would be marked by two people. Now, when the ball goes out to them, it's very confusing because it's like, well, there's a left-sided number 10
A
and
right-sided number 10 and a
and the right
striker.
side. So who are we going to? Yeah. So really and truly, now those defenders are being put in a situation where you're gonna have to face our winger or our left wing back or our right wing back one on one, and you're going to have to deal with them. And in my opinion, if it's, let's say, Amad Diallo or Anthony, it's going to be a long night for you because you're going to be going one on one instead of getting doubled up on. Or if it's whoever on the left hand side, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be. I, I, I'm going to enjoy. I know Ipswich are well drilled, but we're going to wear them down and then we're going to run all over them. That's what I think,
Hmm.
personally.
I actually think so as well, you know. Big up to that. I think, you know, Irfan says that given part of our problems too, a new manager always takes us into the top four. That's one of those things always as well. You know, I mean, boxers saying a fully fit Mason Mount is definitely a top player to have in your squad. You know what I mean? And you know, Stephanie saying as long as we can have a double CDM production in Ugarte and Casemiro, we can thrive going forward. And I totally agree with that. Guys, don't forget to smash the likes. It really does help the channel grow. The aim is to 2K by Sunday and kickoff. Hopefully, you can get there. If you guys smash the likes and share it around, I definitely will. You know what I mean? And if you're not watching it live and you're watching it in a non-live, leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts and criticisms, and we'll definitely be replying. Big up to
If that
everyone
is
in the
our
chat.
pivot,
Hmm?
if that is our pivot, sorry, Casemiro and Ugarte, Mount and Bruno in the tens, Rashford up front. We're gonna win. We're gonna win comfortably. Personally, we're gonna win comfortably,
It's
especially with
gonna
the.
be an interesting one. I
Then
definitely
that means
think
the
it's gonna
bench will
be
be
very
strong.
interesting.
That means the bench will be very strong as well. So
So
yeah,
let's
we haven't had a strong bench in a long time.
Yeah, that's 100% for true. You know what I'm saying? That is definitely true. We haven't had a strong bench in a long time, bro. You know what I mean? And I just look at it from this picture, this perspective that Man United is going to change. And for us to change, not only we are the players have to change and do better, but we as fans also have to, you know what I mean, kind of ride the wave of the change with the players. We have to kind of move a different type of way. You know, we have to try and look at the football a little bit differently. You know what I mean? We have to be a little bit more patient because I definitely feel like it's going to have some up and down, but we will see a different change. We will see the possibilities that if we have the right team and the team perform well, we will definitely see success. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. We just need to just take the manager's instructions, follow them to the T, try our best, and obviously those who ain't up to scratch will get switched out and changed in the summer. Summer is round the corner, and a lot of players are going to be obviously fighting for their future. And good luck to all these players. At the end of the day, we give the players that we think are not good enough a lot of stick, but some of them now have the chance to turn it around. The likes of Mason Mount, the likes of Luke Shaw, the number one players that people want gone, the likes of Rashford, like all these guys, the likes of Xerxes, all of these guys have opportunities to turn it around and prove the fans wrong. Um, you said something earlier. You said you believe that the manager can turn Hoyland into a better version of Jokeres. Now, I hear what you're saying, but when I think about it logically, I'm thinking if he can even get somewhere near Jokeres, I'll be happy. If he's not quite Jokeres, but he's like a 30 goal a season striker, I'd be happy with that, yeah. And the reason why I say this is because what Jokeres is doing, if he carries on going in the fashion that he's going on in, he could probably end the season with like 50 goals. Now, in my opinion, when we don't have to go so far back to know the people that was doing 50 goals a season. The likes of Messi, the likes of Ronaldo, the likes of Lewandowski. Those were the only guys doing that. Yeah, those were the only guys doing it. Like, let's be real. So if Hoyland can get like 30 plus ish goals, yeah, in my opinion, he's a top striker if he's able to do that on a consistent basis. If he could get 50 goals, 40, 50 goals a season, he's world class level. He's what, like, let's be real. That's world class territory. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get to that level. I ain't gonna lie. Any striker that's scoring goals at that level is £100+ million striker. Like, let's be real. Especially if they're doing it for Man United. Like, Real Madrid will be knocking on the door trying to give us 150 million if that's what he's doing every season. So, God willing, he can start doing those types of things. However, like, I just gotta wait and see. Um, like, good luck to the kid. Hopefully, he can get there, and that's what I want to see from him. I know that it's gonna take time for him to get to that level. Now, I've sort of earmarked. I think give him another 2 seasons, and he can start progressing to the 30 goal level. So Hoyland, if you're listening, mate, by the time you're 23, I'm expecting a 30 goal seasons from you, bro. If not, I don't know. Then maybe you still got to sit on that bench. But if you want to be starting, you need to be a 30 goal season striker, as far as I'm concerned. Um, because I know if we sign Jokeres, that's his bare minimum. Like, I don't want to hear
Possibly.
Jokeres got 25 goals and we must celebrate this because we wanted you on the basis that you are scoring 40 plus goals a season. And I'm not saying that you need to come to Old Trafford and score 40, but I'm saying the bare minimum is 30 plus for a guy who are gonna spend what 60 odd million on. It's gonna be less than what we bought Hoyland for sure. But we're expecting you to hit the ground running because you're coming with a big name if you do
100.
that.
100%. And when we're looking at the starting 11 now, there's been some, possible starting 11s out there. I have one in my mind, but these, from a lot of people, they've been talking about it. And, the former, as we know, he's going to play a 3-4-3. He's going to start with his system because he's going to, he said as a coach, you have to choose one way or the other. And I 100% will always choose my way. I prefer to risk it a little bit, but to push in the first moment if they feel that since the first day I believe so much in my way, then they will believe too. So there's no second doubts, no second way. It's one way, and we are going to do it. We will adapt some players because we don't have the right profile. That this team was built for a different system, but it's the same thing playing with five or playing with four. And he's talking about midfielders and defenders in that moment when he's talking about 5 and 4. The principles are the same. The positioning is a little bit different. Maybe Sunday when you see the list of players, guys, of course, you'll see the idea, you'll get a feel of the change, you'll feel a different position. And some people think in the starting 11 will be the likes of Dalot, Delit, Martinez, Ahmad, Menu, Ugarte, Mazraoui, Fernandez, Garnacho, and Rashford. Right? No, and this is just me. I don't think we're going to see Garnacho and Ahmad start at the same time going forward based on the system. I feel like Garnacho will most likely be playing a possible role of like a the left wing back, that kind of role. Because I
Mm.
feel like for some strange reason, this is just my feeling, right? That Mazarawi and the likes of and the likes of Diego Dallo will be converted into to right and left centre back. The right, these on those centre back rules.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's one of those things where I just feel like it's a situation where we have to look at it from a perspective where it might be a possibility that some of these players that we all thinking going to be here or just going to be moving there based on the fact that it's just a position. It might be different with the new system, and the coach has said it himself. So I just wanted to bring us to build a little start in the lineup. So that we can kind of get understanding. But for me, I think this is going to be the core of the starting lineup on Sunday. You know what I mean? I think most likely Hoyland will be coming off the bench. As we know, Marcus Rashford was in training for the period of time. He might be getting the nod. You know what I mean? Bruno, I knew from an advance that Rúben Amorim had a certain affinity for Bruno Fernandes. So I believe this two striker form, this 2-10 formation will suit Bruno very well. I think it's tailor made for him, to be honest. You know what I mean? Of course, Manuel Ugarte has played under him in the first season and a half, at Sporting Lisbon, so he will know the system already. Casemiro next to him, that we have seen that's a good partnership to pivot from, and Dillet for me has been our most stalwart centre back. So I would put him in at the centre, and of course Andre Onana in goal. Now, where it gets tricky for me is that, I would like to see probably the likes of Delo and Mazarawi playing the right and left centre back. If you understand what I mean. Because we
Yeah.
do know we're not too sure that Lissandro Martinez is fully fit or anything like that, to be honest. So, but
I'm not sure if he's gonna start two fullbacks at in defense. He might start one of them, but I'm not sure if he's gonna do two. Because then I think if he's dead set on putting a fullback in defense, and let's say Martinez is injured, then I believe Euro will play. So I mean, or Evans. So I don't think he's going to play two fullbacks at at centre back. I don't think so.
but you know, it's
Personally,
not, they're not going to be playing as fullbacks. They're going to be playing as centre
no, they're
backs.
going to
Remember.
be they're going to be playing as sorry, they're going to be playing as centre back. But I don't think he's going to put two there. He might put one, but I don't think he'll put two.
So you think? So, but I mean, I do expect Euro to be one of the key contributors into the team going forward. But I do expect Euro to start after this game today, because basically Euro didn't really have, he not back yet. You know what I mean? Fully, I expect him to get some minutes, but I
Do
don't
you
think
know
he will
like
start.
Do you know like how he said, yeah, I know some people are talking about the 3-4-3 a lot. And he's like, it doesn't matter because sometimes we're in a back three, sometimes we're in a back four, sometimes we're in a back five. So with that being said, yeah, even if they switch to a back four or whatever it is in game, I can't see two fullbacks in those roles.
But we
Like
don't
I just
have any
can't.
available players in terms of fitness. So you can't. So I can't say Len Euro because he's not really match fit. Remember, he's
Yeah,
just
but they
17,
could
just
they could
coming back. He
start
hasn't
him.
played a game since being injured.
I
So
hear
I
that,
don't
but
think they
they
will
could.
start him right away. So
Uh,
that's why I didn't mention Euro. Now, my thing is that I have I think Johnny Evans might get a game. I'm not too sure. But if Johnny Evans go and play, I think he go and play on this side right here.
yeah, I think he. Well, if Johnny Evans is gonna play, then he might play as a central, as the centre back, and then they might put this guy over to the left or to the right,
So that's
um, the lit.
yeah, but
So
that's
I,
the thing. That's why, but we don't. I know Johnny Evans has played better. He could play. He's played better off for the left or for the side, not really through the center. You know what I mean?
or
So,
maybe we'll see.
so for
Because
me, I was going to
I
put
just don't
Mazur.
see him. I just
I
don't
was going to
see
put
him
Dalo or
getting.
Mazurawi here because we know Lissandro not 100% fit. So I don't think he's starting tomorrow.
The reason why I say that is because if he's got to defend those channels, I mean, I don't. I don't see him running out there to defend no channels. That's all I'm saying.
But you wouldn't really have to though, because you have this guy here going up and down.
But that's assuming that I'm just looking at balls over the top. I don't know. I don't know.
You
Like I
haven't
would
got
put the
it.
old man in the middle because I'm not expecting him to sprint out to the left or to the right. But that's just me. Like, I don't know what the Amorim would do because I haven't seen what he would do. But if balls, because that's his team's weakness, the balls going over the top. And this is why he has young, pacey defenders that can sprint back to get the ball. So if Evans is playing in that channel, they're just targeting him. They're just targeting him. If he's playing as a central centre back, he can get away with it because he's got the likes of Onana. Him and Onana should be able to deal with the balls over the top. Because if he doesn't get it, Onana should get it.
True.
Um, So yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking.
For me,
Mazraoui at the back, yeah, that's a good shout.
you know what I mean? For me, based on what we have available, this is what I think our backline might look like tomorrow. To be honest, big up to Prince Hood in the building. Yeah, we need 20 to 25 PL goal scorers. We definitely need one. Big up to Bali Tech from Ulfan there. Yeah, Rasmus is only 21. I think it's have a lot of time. I definitely would like to see Euro getting some minutes. I want to see him starting, but I don't think he's going to start tomorrow on this weekend just because he's just back from injury. I don't think they'll put him under that pressure. You know what I mean? Plus it's an away game. I think they will give him a start. They will give him his first start at home, which will be much more, better because he will have the home fans behind him to support him throughout trying moments in the game. You know what I mean? For this role, it's funny for me, right? Because I think, based on what we heard, I think maybe we might see Mason Mount here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what in the number 10 you mean?
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I can see it. But you know what I was thinking the other day, right? Yeah, I do believe Mason Mount's gonna be playing there, for sure. The preferred choice. But you know what I was thinking the other day? I was thinking, raw, Ericsson's been having a good season. Like him and Bruno in that dual number 10 role would be crazy. But everyone's kind of overlooked him. I think it would be interesting because obviously they've got a double pivot behind them. They've got three centre backs behind them. I just think it would be very interesting if Ericsson was involved in this setup. He's a good ball progressor. He's good on the ball. He's good at just finding space, finding passes. He's good at shooting from outside the box. I think it would be very interesting if he was playing in the number 10, or given chances to play number 10 role, especially while Bruno is on the field.
I think
Um,
he will play. I'm just not sure. I think Mount might start, and I think Ericsson might come on. Or we could switch it around. I could put Ericsson on the pitch.
I'm not sure if the manager, because the manager just let's be real. If obviously Mount is just coming back from injury. If the manager feels like Mount is 100%, yes, he's most probably going to start Mount over Ericsson because of the intensity. However, if we're just going to go by what we've seen this season, then I think Ericsson is playing in the number 10. There's a lot of people that have demanded Ericsson in the number 10 already.
True. True.
Ah, sorry, I forgot I was getting an Amazon package.
Oh, no worries, bro.
No, I've already received it. He's just thrown it through my door.
Yeah. This is my controversial pick. This is my controversial pick here. This is my controversial pick for how we might line up this weekend on Sunday.
Anthony, I don't really think that's a controversial pick no more, you know. If he's playing as a wing back, I don't even look at it as a controversial pick. Although, obviously, the Ahmad people are gonna want to stab you. So,
I mean, I
be
think Ahmad
careful.
might be more suited to being in one of these roles here as
Yeah,
opposed to being a
I
wing back.
think so. I think
So
so.
my situation is I think Ahmad might be coming on as a substitute or maybe starting ahead of Ericsson or coming on. You know what I mean? Like, I think he might sub both tens when he's making changes.
But I
Take off
think,
the
do you
two of
know what
them.
I think? I think he might play one of the fullbacks at wing back, one of them. So one winger and one. So I think either your Anthony or your Garnacho is not gonna start, and then the low will come into this team.
Hmm.
So I either your Garnacho or because it's definitely not gonna be Luke Shaw as a wing back. So it's most probably gonna be the low. And then, so whether it's Anthony that's getting dropped and then Garnacho starting or the other way around, but I believe the low is going to be in this starting lineup.
You want to swap the low and Mazraoui?
No, I wouldn't
Really?
personally. I personally wouldn't.
I mean, I think when the low played Anthony, there's be
You've
good
got
enough.
four legit defenders on there. So now you got four legit defenders on there. So if worse comes to worse, we can always switch to a back two. I mean a back four, sorry. And still play.
And
Okay,
this is
cool. We
why I
haven't got
want
the
this guy to
wingers,
be here because I think Mazraoui is better off the left.
so put him on the left then. But
That's what I just said.
what one thing I was saying is that I don't think they're not gonna put two fullbacks in there. That I just don't. I can't see it. This is the Premier League. can't I can't see two fullbacks in the central
Yeah,
centre
but
back.
Mazraoui could attack.
Yeah, in the attack, yeah. But because you wanted to put the Low and Mazarawi centre backs, I
Well,
just
I
can't
was
see that
thinking
happening.
based on the fact that he was converting some players, maybe he might convert them to playing playing those roles because maybe they have the pace and to adapt to be adaptable now. You know that kind
No,
of vibe.
I hear you, but that's Portugal, bro. The Premier League, yeah. When managers try some mad shit in the Premier League, it just never in the only person that got away with it is Pep, yeah, when he when he started putting John Stones in midfield. He got away with that. I'm not gonna lie to you, he got away with that. Like, but on a normal day, bro, he can get away with that because it's Man City. But let Arsenal try and put Saliba in midfield and let's see how that works out.
Mazraoui could play in midfield. I ain't even trying to put Dallo there. I put in
No,
Mazraoui there because I think he could do the
we
job.
put Mazraoui in midfield. We played him at number 10 and everyone lost their shit.
True. Well, so here was my plan, right? I will put Mazraoui here, right? And I will take the low out, right? And I will leave Garnacho. Because I just have a sneaky feeling that Ahmad will play a 10 role and not as a wing back.
So then you're taking out Mason Mount.
Yeah,
I could. No, not Mason Mount. You're taking out Ericsson.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Ahmad playing 10 as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just can't see Anthony playing. Um if that's the team, then I can't see Anthony starting.
Anthony?
Yeah, I can't see. Well, someone's got to be the weak link here. Someone's got to be the weak link. I can't
I
see.
think this dude will play the role, the wing back role, the best out of all our wingers. To be
Yeah,
honest, I think Anthony is the best at the wing back role in terms of his profile where he available at. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's Ipswich, bro. It's not like we playing Liverpool or Man City. You know what I mean? We don't need to have the ultimate biggest players or anything like that. We could try things. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think personally, I'm not Anthony FC or nothing, but I think he should be getting chances. Now, whether or not he should be getting chances like first game under the new manager, that's a different story or not, and that's totally up to Mr. Amorim. But yeah, he should be getting chances. Everyone should. It's a clean slate, so
You
everyone should
know,
be getting chances.
here's what I would do. I will meet in the middle because I feel like we need a player who could fit a 10 role, right? But also defensively good in case we had to drop and alternate, right? So how about
So,
this?
so if it's not Mason Mount, then who are you talking about? Mainu. Yeah. I mean, that looks better to me.
Because
Um,
I mean you gain the tech. He's a hybrid 6'8". You know what I mean? So he could be box to box. He could create. You know what I mean? He have good tech ability on the ball. He have the defensive ability as well. He could play with Bruno. He could alternate with Casemiro because Casemiro like to get forward in some moments. He could alternate, and it gives us a bit of a bite in the midfield, a little bit of strength, where we could have the likes of Garnacho doing most of the attacking. Like he could be mostly attacking, and these guys could be rotating in a kind of defensive fashion. Like, what I mean, if Garnacho come forward, like he come forward like this, maybe, the shift could be like a kind of thing, like, you know what I mean?
it looks nasty. I'm not gonna lie. It looks nasty. It looks filthy.
So I think there's not a bad option. I at least this is the 11 I am going to pick. I
Yeah, it
am
looks
going to say,
filthy.
well, here what this is the 11 because I feel like this 11 will work. You know what I mean? I feel like this 11 will definitely do our job.
Yeah, it looks filthy. It looks filthy. Um, yeah, it looks crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
And I mean, with this 11, you have the option. Ahmad could come on for Menu. Ericsson could come on for Bruno. You know what I mean? Mason Mount could come on for either Casemiro or Ugarte. Or even Garnacho. You know what I mean? you have options to change things.
Yeah, there's a lot of options there. Even Hoyland for Rashford. There's a lot of options. I
So
find it's a. I can't wait. I was gonna go do some stuff on Sunday and whatnot. I had to clear my schedule. I have to watch this match. I have to.
bro. What I can tell is I will be watching his first European game as manager.
Hmm.
Live
Uh,
at Old Trafford. That's what I can tell you. I might not be
luck,
seeing his first official game as manager, but I'll be seeing his first game at Old Trafford as manager. That's for
yeah,
sure.
lucky man, lucky
Bro,
man.
I didn't know that was going to be the case, but for me, what I mean, I just end up in the scene. I mean, you already know that I was back in Ten Hag to turn things around. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Post that to my Twitter one time. You know,
no, lucky man. Obviously you're gonna have fun. Hopefully he picks a strong lineup for you when you go out to watch the match, and hopefully it's like a 6 or 7-0, and you can just enjoy the goals flying in. Rashford hat trick, fingers crossed. But we'll see.
for me, I have an agenda that I selling right now, and you see, Anthony. My agenda is 25 GA, boy. With the
No
arrival
way.
of this new manager,
No way.
25 GA, bro. That is my agenda this season.
No
I'm
way.
telling you,
You
bro. Watch and listen. I'm so real. I see it, bro. I tell you, I'm telling you, bro. I see it clear as day. The goal he scored to make it 25 GA, bro. A
uh,
beauty, a beauty.
bro,
When I tell you, it's a beauty. It bent from far out. No, but
you're
watch me. Wicked,
you're
wicked
you're
stuff,
smoking that Bavarian gold. You're smoking Bavarian gold, bruv.
brother. I'm gonna tell you. I'm being honest, right?
25 GA.
No, no, no. I'm
You're,
being honest, bro.
you're,
Like, I feel like, you know why I say that though? Because I feel like if he play on this wing back role, nothing's stopping him. He have the we seen the crosses he put into Garnacho for assist and stuff. So we know he have the ball and ability to get that ball to Rashford and the likes of those guys. So he will pick up assists.
hey,
But
listen,
also playing in the system with the two tens, what interested me most about this system is the fact that the space it will create for him up here in this quadrant right there. You see that quadrant right here? See this
yeah,
quadrant right here?
yeah, I'm looking.
Next to Menu? You see
Yeah,
that quadrant next to Menu there?
yeah,
The space he could have here for
yeah,
that shot he have off the left that is curl
yeah.
from here. Brother, trust what I tell you, Garnacho have it from on the side, he have it from on this side. I'm playing with a techie player next to him that will dump off the ball to him and switch out and he could cut in. Bro, that is going to be dangerous, bro. It's
All
going to
their
be.
balls have to go to Rashford. All this cutting and cutting and cutting in, there's no time for that. All the balls have to
No, no,
go
no.
to
The balls
Rashford.
have to go to Rashford. But what I'm saying is there will be moments where you're not going to, that ball might not play. You might play the ball around the box a little bit more and try to just to cut it back in. So what
Yeah.
I'm saying is they will have the moments where he might have the opportunity to make that cut and run and either play it off, slot it through, or take a shot. It will have the options.
You're moving like Dr. NHS, man, with with with
Nah, bro,
with the
come on,
Onana
man.
predictions. With the
Anthony
Onana
already have three
predictions.
GA this season already, bro. So I don't know why men acting like if he don't have no GA, he already have three. He
Bruv, you
have
said
more GA this
25.
season than
You
Ahmad.
said
No,
you said
actually, Ahmad just
25.
have more. He scored two the other day.
You
So
said
Ahmad have one
25,
more.
bro.
Huh?
You said 25
Bro,
GA.
we have 40 games left, to play, 40.
This guy. I
40
don't.
games, King.
He's never had 25 GA in his whole career.
Actually, he did. He had 29, not 25 GA, he had 22 and 23, but he'll get it, bro. You just remember this is my reckless agenda for 24-25. Anthony 25 GA. Watch it here. When it happened,
But
bro, you'll say, bro. I don't know. You'll say it
for
was some
all
other
the
Bavarian
football,
gold as
for the
well.
lack
Big
of
up.
football that he's played this season, for the lack of football that he's played this season, for the start that he's had to the campaign, 25, I think for me is a bit of a stretch, especially in the Premier League. Premier League is harder than anywhere else that that he's been. So for him to get 25 GA, okay, now he needs what 22 GA. I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't see it.
But what I will
Especially
say
with the
this is this,
goals,
right? If
especially
he
with the
start
goals
on
as well.
Sunday, I'm telling you now, if he starts on Sunday, he will get 2 GA on Sunday. I telling you. If this team starts Sunday, this brother scoring and getting an assist Sunday in the first half. Telling
I
you,
hope
first 20
so.
minutes of the game, goal and assist. And what
I hope so.
it starts and it
Because
starts.
for
And yes,
me,
Stephanie, I will be now watching my third manager of the Manchester United season at Old Trafford in the dugout on Thursday night coming. And it's going to be an exciting one for me. Trust me, guys. Oh, guys, I really forgot to finish the edit to post to you guys, but I will try to post it hopefully by tomorrow or Sunday. You know what I mean? So you will see the trip, the first two trips. The first trip is really short, but I recorded more stuff when I was going on the second time. So I'll put that there for you guys as well. Look out for that on Sunday. And of course, when I'm traveling on Thursday, I will do the third blog, and I'm going to go to the Old Trafford this morning, because I want to try to figure out a situation because, you know, my birthday is the following week, right? Actually, when we play Everton. But what I want to try to do is to get some guys to sign one of my kits for my birthday. So I'm going to try to go to Old Trafford on the day, Thursday of the game, and try to see if I can bribe someone, to help me get my jersey, one of my jerseys signed by a few players for my birthday. So hopefully I'm successful with that. That's gonna be my fingers crossed for that situation. And guys, first trip was sponsored by Alien Guinness, and of course, the link up is going to be happening for sure on Thursday. So look out for Alien Guinness, Stella with a fella times two. That's gonna be the second grip. And my buddy, our buddy Ray Carl Brown is gonna be there as well. So it's gonna be us back again having some drinks, talking to you live from the Bishop Blaze again. Probably we will start streaming around 5:15 p.m. and give you guys like an hour stream before we make our ways into the stadium. So big up to you guys. And Bali, bro, thank you so much for coming in tonight. Big up to you. I wasn't able to do some streams the last couple of weeks due to work and interviews, and then I was sick, bro. But I'm back on it, so I'm gonna be back in the morning, bro. So we're gonna go through some more news coming out. There's some little other reports coming out. I didn't want to draw into the stream tonight, but it's more of a open talking a point about transfers and stuff. So we'll be going over that in the morning, right around 11, 12, maybe in the morning. You know what I mean? So guys, big up to all
Is
of you
that
joining. Thank you
is
for
that
being here.
UK time? Is
Yeah,
that UK
UK
time?
time. I'm gonna try to do it like around 10 a.m. UK in the morning, right? If I can
Okay.
do it before, if I can do it before or after, I will message you, bro. You know how I do it. So I'll message you in advance and let you know and give you some times, and you let me know if you can make it, and we'll try to get it on. And hopefully this new coming batch of players with the new attitude, hopefully GA will stand for generational attitude and not just goal and assist, because generational attitudes is what win us games and win us titles, to be fair, in my honest opinion, not just goals and assists. Big up to Frankie Glory, Glory Man United. Big up to you, Stephanie Griffith, as well. Big up, big up, big up to Prince Hood in the building. Big up to Irfan as well. You know what I mean? Big up to you, Box. I hope you have a good night, guys. Big up to Rich, United TV, guys. Don't forget to check out Rich. Big up Rick Harper in the building. Big up my broski. Big up to Anraya Danala. And guys, don't forget to smash the like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if
What's
you're
the
not watching
weekend
it live,
scoreline?
my scoreline
What
prediction is 5-1. I don't know about you, but guys, get your scoreline predictions in the chat. I see Irfan is saying 4-0 United. What are you saying, bro?
I think 4-1 like Manchester City. They're gonna get that 4-1 Almiron treatment.
Big up. Big up. I see Stephanie is saying, gotta start being 3-0 up with 20 minutes left so we can start blooding young talent in. So I think Stephanie is hoping for a big win, probably a 4-0 of something of those likes. And Matata is thinking all the Red Devils in the chat, including Mark, have been bought by the talks of Amorim, sadly. Well, no, I'm not. And to be fair, I might take the option, bro, because I really and truly was of the opinion that Eric Ten Hag would have turned the season around, but he's already been sacked. So I can't really do that. It's just a wish. But anyway, take it. Amarim is here now, and I'm not gonna be like Eric Ten Hag could have done this. I'm just gonna be like, look, he's gone. Amarim is here. I'm backing this manager. He has a different way he's gonna do things, and hopefully this gets through to these players finally. Because at the end of the day, these are the same players that sacked 3 to 4, 5, some of them managers previously. So hopefully they can like this manager all the way through and not just for the first 12 months of the program. Hopefully it's going to be a long-term situation. And if they are not with the idea, hopefully the club helps the manager in getting them gone. And that's all I have to say tonight. Big up to you, Bali Tech. Any last words?
Big up everyone in the chat. Like, obviously, I love coming here and entertaining you guys and giving you my own Manchester United perspective. But as I always say, have no fear, Bally is here. And obviously, big up to Mark. And yeah, one of these days, we're going to have to hit a game together. I don't think I'm going to hit this game, but in the future.
Well, let's let me know when you feel you might be going, bro. I'll try to make sure that I'm there as well. Of course, it will be a generational link up. It will be really cool to meet you in person as well, my bro. So have a good night, guys. Big up from me to all of you. We'll see you guys later. Amarin watches here. Countdown to Ipswich Town, and we are on it. 48 hours and counting, guys. Big up to all of you. Have a good night.